how to get your first wholesale deal in under 2 weeks. Zach Ginn, who's closed over 4,000 wholesale deals, is going to teach you exactly that. And by the end of this video, you're going to be able to get your first wholesale deal in 14 days or less.
True. Yeah, it takes 2 hours if you want to just go crazy on it, right? I mean, it's all about finding somebody who wants to sell the property.
So how do you find a motivated seller who wants to sell their house?
Yeah, so you're good at dispoing the deal, right? We got to talk about finding the deal, right? And so my personal favorite way, I mean, you have 2 ways, right? So if you are completely broke, which I mean, it's maybe half everyone watching this, right? There's a lot of people who got into wholesaling because they got no money, right? So if you want to get a deal in under 2 weeks, you have no money, right? There's this, and that, right? So what I always tell someone to do is just pull a government list, skip trace it, and cold call. That is the fastest and easiest way.
All right, Zach, so you're gonna have to explain to me, what is a government list?
Yeah, so a government list is a list you get from the government, right? So everyone knows what the government is, right? Either love them or hate them, but they have property data on ugly, beat up, distressed houses. They have a list of people not paying their mortgage. They have a list of people not paying their property taxes. The IRS has a special list. Even code enforcement has a list of ugly houses. And this sounds crazy. Let me know if you know what this is. But there's a government agency in your city or county in Dallas that will go in their car and drive around and look for ugly houses that aren't up to code. Then they put them on a list like Santa Claus. And then you can go up and go to the list and ask for these ugly houses and they give them to you. Then all you have to do is put it in truepeoplesearch.com, cyberbackgroundchecks.com, and call them up, see if they want to sell.
All right, so you're saying that usually the government's the one that steals your money, but they're actually doing the hard work for you, literally driving for dollars for you, then putting it on a list, and all you have to do is pull that list, skip trace it, and then call it.
Hey, it makes a lot of money. We'd be sitting around here, in a nice place if the wholesaling don't make no money, right? So, I mean, we'd have a 9-to-5 job. We'd be working, 20, 30 bucks a month. But just FYI, why does the government do that? Well, remember, when they see an ugly house, they fine these people $50, $60 a day. I mean, have you had a flipper or a house where they put a code violation on there? It's like $100 a day.
Yeah, I have one right now.
The government does it because they're trying to take money from you. So, of course, the government is actually stealing your money. But you could make money off the government stealing people's money, which sounds bad, but you can help people reduce government, code violations and stuff like that. So cold calling list, it's completely free. Everything I told you is completely free. Cyber background checks, true people search, free. Find cash buyers doing that too. Government lists, they're absolutely for free right there. And you can cold call Google Voice. Text blast Google Voice, go crazy. I mean, it's one of the easiest ways to get wholesaling real estate deals. Now, if you have some money, if you have a budget, so the problem with that is that's gonna take 30, 40, 50 hours a week. Now, I'll tell you this, you're spending 50 hours a week to make 10, 20 grand a month. Dude, come on. That is an insane deal you got. But I'll let you know, if you want to only put 10 or 20 hours a week or working full time, I would say get a government list still, but just import it into a software like XLeads, which is the best wholesaling software, by the way. That's my opinion. You can stay quiet. But
it's pretty good.
You can import a list, get free unlimited skip tracing. It's got a dialer, and for about 150 bucks, you can go out here and have a full dialer and start text blasting and pulling lists and getting a whole system where it's like 10 or 15 hours a week, and you could start getting a ton of deals doing that. But that's a $150 investment. You can turn in $20,000 in the next 30 days. No coaching, nothing like that. I mean, it's so simple to get a wholesaling deal. It's all you have to do. And that is the quickest and simplest way. Now, most people don't believe me when they think about this, but if you look at people who get their first wholesaling deal, 80% of them get their first wholesaling deal by calling, texting, or doing some sort of direct mail, drawing for dollars, or reverse drawing for dollars. So if 80% of people get the first deal doing that, go do it.
Okay, so guys, he's saying that you can do this exactly for free. You don't need to spend any money. You can just go pull the list and then individually skip trace every single number, then individually clean the data, then individually call or text them. But again, that's gonna take you some time. You can still get a deal in 14 days doing that, but there's a lot of labor involved. Or you can just do a cheat code. You can speed run it, spend 150 bucks, get a software like XLeads, and then you can have all that skip tracing done immediately. You can immediately call all of them, or you can just text blast all of them. Zach, this all sounds too good to be true. So give me some actionable KPIs, some actionable, you need to do this much, and then I think you are going to make about this much, so that the audience, people watching, have a game plan. Because I want all of you guys to get your first deal in the next 14 days. So Zach, what should someone watching, how many leads should they pull? How much time is this gonna take? How many dials should they do? What do you think?
Well, you said speed run. Why don't we max run it, right?
Ooh, max run.
So let's talk max run. And so I'm just going to do I wish I had a Uno set, or no, Uno Uno reverse, because you're doing the same thing. Like, let's just look in your business, okay? Let's unveil the curtains of you. You're direct to seller. You just started, right? I mean, how many texts are you sending on that this month?
About 100,000.
Okay. So, I mean, you're probably going to get 1 to 2 contracts doing that. I mean, you're already getting deals from the direct to seller right now. So 100,000 texts. Now you'll be like, bro, I don't have $4,000 to spend. 100,000 texts is probably going to cost you around $870 more or less. I mean, I know that doesn't seem cheap, but like if you make $30,000, it's a good deal. So you're like not even speed running, you're max running it, right? And of course you have, I think Kyle, he's helping you out with that, but like 100,000 texts, done, right? So if you want like a surefire way to get deals and if money's your problem, drive for dollars, 500 leads, put a sticky note on the door when you see the ugly house. Write on the sticky note, hey, this is Zach or Max. I had a quick question about your property. Please give me a call back. Put it on the door. They inbound call you. You answer the call. You go to the house. You lock up the contract. Send it to maxdispo.com and you get it dispoed. And that's how I would do it. I mean, if you want to just like guarantee your success, I mean, I'd bet a lot of money that you sending 100,000 texts in the next 30 days is not going to land you a wholesale deal. There's just too many leads you can't do, unless you're so bad at closing, which you're not. It's almost impossible not to win.
I forgot to tell you, we actually got a contract from yesterday from text blasting.
There you go. You probably sent like 10,000.
Yeah.
Maybe 5. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we just started text blasting. Okay, so if you send enough texts, you'll get a deal. How many calls do you think it will take on a government list to land a contract?
So calls on a government list probably 2,000 to 3,000. And let me get a calculator. I mean, it sounds like, oh my gosh, it's terrible, but not really. Because 3,000, you call in 60 per hour. That's about 50 hours in a month.
That's about a week's worth of work, guys. And that's like slow dialing. Now, for all the people out there, so this is virtual, but you mentioned literally going and knocking on the doors and leaving sticky notes. And let me just say, guys, there's someone in this community, someone watching this video right now. His name's Isaiah. I think he just turned 20 years old. He was 19 years old. He did over $100,000 last month doing this exact strategy, polling lists, knocking on doors, and leaving sticky notes. And he made over $100,000 last month. So how many doors do you think you need to knock to get your first deal?
I won't knock on any doors. You just put a sticky note.
You just put the sticky note?
Yeah, the way I like kind of look at it, if you door knock, someone's going to spit at you. It happened to Rick a lot. Not happened to me, but Rick used to get spit at for door knocking. And I basically, with reverse trying for dollars, it's like door knocking except no one spits on you. Or no one can scream at you. Why are you at my house? Put a sticky note, leave. People are used to strange men coming to their house, dropping something off the door and leaving. It's called Amazon. Sticky notes the same thing. And guess what? You door knock. Guess what happens? Knock, knock, knock. Hello? Who's there? Amazon, the little ring. Who's going to answer the door anymore if they got the Ring camera? So sticky notes are the best way. Now, we used to experiment putting sticky notes on the Ring doorbells. Don't do that. They will call the cops on you. So just put it on the door and you're going to get an answer. I mean, my biggest, I love reverse trying for dollars. And the reason why I love reverse trying for dollars so much is whenever the government tries to give you a fine, they always post it on the door. Sorry, foreclosure auctions, sheriff's auctions, they always post it on the door. You know why? Because that always gets the attention.
So this sounds all good and stuff, but Zach, let's say I get a property under contract. I go into one of our free Discord communities, use one of those free contracts. I get the property under contract. Like, now what? How do I find cash buyers for my wholesale deal?
Uno reverse, you tell me.
Well, guys, I sort of am the Dispo pirate, so I think...
But if I don't want to date JV with you, because screw you.
Yeah. So like, I mean, there's really like, there's a few different ways, guys. You can go out and get the buyers yourself, or you can JV with someone like me at maxdispo.com and I can find that buyer for you. We split the profits. But let's say you guys want to actually find the buyers yourself. You want to find cash buyers. 2 ways you should look at things. You want the free method, you can go to Facebook groups and you can go in there and steal other wholesalers' buyers. So this is one strategy I love to do. I actually did 7 figures in disposition assignment fees just using this strategy. We go into Facebook groups, we look what other deals wholesalers are posting, we look at who likes these posts and who's commenting, and then we DM them and say, hey, I actually got a better deal. Are you a cash buyer? And they get back to you like, yeah, I'm a cash buyer. And then you get their buy box, you get on the phone, you vet them, make sure they're not daisy chaining, make sure they're actually a cash buyer. Ask them for a couple HUDs, ask them for a proof of funds if you guys need. That's how you find cash buyers. And that's 100% free. You can also then, go and look at sold properties, get into the tax records, find the LLC, use open corporates, then True People search to figure out who are buying similar properties. But that's confusing. That probably just confused you. So the other thing you guys can do is use a software like XLeads. This is if you guys have $150 a month. Use a software like XLeads, and then in one click, you can pull the top cash buyers in your area or in wherever you got the property, you'll literally get like, this is the cash buyer, this is the cash buyer, this is the cash buyer, and it will rank them. And it will show you every single property they've bought, and it will give you their phone number for free. If you have 150 bucks, I recommend doing that. If you don't, get in Facebook and steal some other wholesalers' buyers. Or if you don't want to focus on actually finding the buyers, JV with someone like me, and I'll find those buyers for you.
Yeah, and just so this doesn't sound like an X Leads infomercial, you use InvestorLift.
I do.
And shout out to Robert. I think InvestorLift does things X Leads doesn't. So I think there's completely separate what they do, and obviously you do that to help sell your deals too on InvestorLift. So just want to make sure it's on X Leads infomercial. Okay, now we are truly unbiased around here.
I love InvestorLift, guys. I'm dispoing a majority of my deals using InvestorLift. So there are a lot of great tools. So if you just want to build your buyers list, I think X Leads is a great tool. But if you actually want to have a way to like post your deal and investors come and look at it, then you use InvestorLift. It's almost like MLS or like Zillow, but for wholesale deals. So that's a really good strategy. It just happens to be a little bit more expensive. So I think that's more of an advanced strategy. And again, this is a video more for beginners. So I think X Leads is a great way to intro you into like a paid software.
Do you get paid every single time you say InvestorLift? You should.
I should get paid. I should.
Like $3 every time you say it.
$3. Hey, Robert, $3 every time I say InvestorLift. All right, InvestorLift, InvestorLift,
I'll do
InvestorLift.
$1 for X Leads. Here we go. Get it going.
Okay, and then Zach, like, let's be realistic here. So I get a property under contract using your strategy. We go find the cash buyer. Now, is that it? Do I get paid immediately, or like what's the expected time I should actually get that money in my bank account?
When I say get your first deal in 14, like you got someone, I want to sell, lock up a contract, get it sold. I mean, you know how title works, right? Most likely 30 days if you're like Speedy Gonzalez, you're gonna look 30, 45 days to get your first like actual like check in your hand. We've done it quicker. I mean, I've done a closing where I locked up the deal and you can close it a week later. Sometimes you gotta fund it yourself. Sometimes you have to go get like a really good cash buyer. It can happen in 14 days, 30 to 45 to be completely realistic. 14 days, you can definitely find your first wholesaling deal.
We're all about transparency here, guys. So, a lot of these people are going to say you can make money overnight. That's not true. But you can get a deal locked up and a buyer found in your first 14 days if you use these strategies and if you follow exactly what Zach is saying. And then a couple weeks later, that money will hit your bank account. And what can you make on your first deal? Like, what have you seen people make on their first deal?
Isaiah made 70 grand on a probate deal. And we're talking about Isaiah, right? But Max, is it okay if I get vulnerable for a second?
Okay, yeah, let's get vulnerable.
For complete transparency, I want you to understand that you don't need a wholesaling course to make money. Full transparency. I'll be vulnerable. I've never paid for a wholesaling program. It takes a lot of courage for me to go out here and tell you I've never paid for a wholesaling program, but I haven't. It was very strong and courageous.
Wow, dude, Zach, that was so courageous. I mean, out of left field, would have never expected you would say something like that. So where should everyone learn?
I would say just go to freewholesaling.com. That's my free real estate wholesaling course and community. Obviously, if you want to learn wholesaling real estate, I would definitely check out my channel, check out Max's channel. If you got a deal, send it to Max Dispo. You can always send me a deal if it's in Florida, send the rest over to him. But yeah, I mean, guys, just do the work. That's seriously it. I mean, I'd be nowhere in my life if I did not do the work, and you'd be nowhere if you didn't do the work either.
Guys, lock in for the next 14 days because these next 14 days are going to change your life. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. See ya.